the ball, both out of the windup and the stretch. I think that had a big impact. I think that helped his ball strike ratio and his control and command. Tonight or this afternoon, really good breaking ball. And this is a team that doesn't chase a lot. They take their walks, they don't expand the zone. But Herman was in and around the strike zone. They had to really work hard to take borderline pitches, which they did, but he was in the strike zone a lot, I thought, with his breaking ball and his fastball. Mixing a couple of changeups just to keep him honest. But I think it's more about the consistent delivery, both out of the windup and the stretch.
Got it. And last one for me. You guys are going to have an off day. You guys head out on the road. You guys have been playing well at home, but obviously it's been a different story on the road. What do you hope to or how do you hope to kind of turn that around?
Manny, we got to score runs on the road. We're doing everything we can through coaching, conversation, early work. We'll be on the field early in Miami on Tuesday with the whole group of players. We'll get a machine out there. We'll throw breaking balls. We'll throw fastballs. We'll get in the cage, do the same thing. We'll talk about their starting pitching. We'll talk about their bullpen, what they like to do. We'll do it all. And hopefully we can turn the corner on this offense on the road.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Go to Patrick Saunders. Go ahead, Pat.
Buddy, one more question about Herman. When he was struggling, he didn't look like the Herman we all know. Did you ever sense a lag of confidence? I'm guessing no, but I'm curious if you ever saw it.
I didn't. I think that the only thing I noticed was maybe frustration, but not lack of confidence. Herman has been a very reliable, productive pitcher for us. And when you don't get the results, you get frustrated. And as any player, pitcher or position player, you probably try a little bit too hard. You put a little bit more pressure on yourself. And I saw that with Herman early in the year. And then once, he got on a little bit of a roll. You can see him relax a little bit, exhale, and start making pitches and become the Herman that we're accustomed to seeing consistently. And I think that's where we are now. So hopefully this can continue. It's a long season. We still got a lot of baseball left in there. There's peaks and valleys. There are ebbs and flows. There's a rhythm to the season. But right now he's in a good spot.
And what do you think has been the key to Daniel Bard's, I don't know if resurgence is the right word, but he's looked really sharp lately. So what's been key for him?
Well, a couple of things, and I think I've mentioned it over the last couple of weeks. We moved him on the rubber to the middle of the rubber. I think that helps his ankles. We talked about the fastball, running off the plate to left-handed hitters and into righties. So we did some things through conversation and a little bit of coaching and Daniel's input to try to keep that fastball on the plate. There were some mechanical adjustments and a little bit of his hand adjustment on the ball at release point to keep it from running too much away from the lefty. We still see it occasionally, but I think he's quick to adjust and get that ball back in the strike zone. But I think those are the two things that, we really talked about, where he was on the rubber for angles, fastball command, keeping it in the strike zone. And I do think there was also an element of, the right-handed break, that when he threw a breaking ball, to a right-handed hitter, to make sure he gets it down and get it down the way. I think there were some games there consecutively that he threw some breaking balls that were up and a little flat and a little bit more easier to hit for the right-handed hitter. So he's made those adjustments.
And one more from me very quickly. Brendan Rodgers' defense at shortstop, from my eyes, was really sharp today. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought he had a good game with the exception of the one play up the middle where he dove, made a great play, and then the arm slot was down. I think that's the thing we got to keep an eye on is his arm slot. He can naturally get the ball. That arm can drop, and he can throw that sort of looping sidearm throw that for me is a little bit hard to, really throw consistently and be on target and be accurate. But as far as the hands and a couple of nice plays there, nice play there in the 8th inning with Murphy's ground ball. That was a tough play. We tried to turn it. Mac made a great turn. It was bang bang at first. He was safe, but nice play on the charge early in the game against Pinder. Bare hand play. That was solid. He's looked good, right? Again, Patrick, we've talked about this. He's a natural shortstop. He feels good there. We're moving him to second. We played him in third to, create some versatility for him to get in the lineup. But, it was a good game for him today, with the exception of the throw from from that lower arm slot.
Great. Thank you, bud.
You're welcome.
Nick Groke.
Yeah, but if you could just zoom out real quick from this game, overall this season, now that we're a significant amount through, is there something that you've especially liked about the team compared to last year? And then is there anything that you think maybe they've regressed on a little bit?
Well, it's a different team. First of all, Nick, you look at the roster last year, even though it was 60 games, you look at that roster, you can pull it up. We have a lot of guys on that team that aren't here this year. So that's the first difference, right? Murph and Kent, Nolan, there's some other guys, Tony, down the list. So it's a different team. I think this team, what I like is when these guys come to the park, it's a group with the exception, even Crone and some of the guys with experience are still learning, because they still want to play. They still want to have, careers that continuing, 4, 5, 6 more years. But, the Hampsons, the Tapias, the McMahons, Rogers, Daza, Diaz, Nunez, Fuentes, these guys work every day to get better. And they play with a lot of energy, and they play with a lot of heart. I love that about this group. From a coaching standpoint and a teaching standpoint, it's awesome, because they're great listeners. They're students. They want to get better, and they want to be big leaguers. Because a year ago, a lot of them weren't big leaguers. Or if they were up and down, and, are they going to be big leaguers? Are they going to be guys? But they like each other. They play hard together. They pull for each other. All the things you look for in a team, it's here. It's here. Rest assured that this is a team, that they're together. And I love that. I love that about this group.
We'll go to Ed Henderson next. Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, buddy, congrats today.
Good win, Ed. It's a good
Yeah,
team.
it was. Yeah. Hey, buddy, talk a little bit. I know, going back to a question that Manny had about you guys heading out on the road right now. Talk a little bit, if you would, buddy, about the confidence created by winning a close, low-scoring game against one of the best teams in the American League today.
Well, the expectation of our guys, Ed, is, doesn't change every night. We think we're going to win. I think it starts with our starting pitcher. We feel good about whoever we go out there with, whether it's, Sensatel on Tuesday, and then, Gomber, and, now Chichi for John, and when John comes back, Kyle and Miramon. We feel as though we're going to get a good start, and that's a great start to a game, right? When you like your guy on the mound, and our guys feel that, right? We have a ton of confidence in our starting pitching, so that's step one. And our guys battle. I mean, every game's unique. Yet it starts with 0-0, and we're trying to get the other guy. And you got to remember, and everybody, there's another professional team out there with good players who have talent, who are trying to do the same thing we are, win. So, and whoever plays the best, gets big hits, plays defense, more than likely is going to win. So, the expectation level of our group and the standard to play hard and play right, and to grow as a team is always there every night.
Yeah, buddy, one other quick one from me. Your third base production this year has been pretty impressive, I think, both offensively and defensively. Obviously, you don't replace a Nolan Arenado, but can you talk a little bit about what you've seen from Joshua and Ryan over there?
Well, defensively, I think the statistics bear it out that they're, league wide, they're awesome. You know, all the metrics that show up, defensive runs saved, zone ratings, you know, all the things that come across my desk, we're well above average. We're one of the better defensive teams at third base in the game and at second with how Max playing. So those guys are doing their job. And, you know, you look at the production offensively, even though, you know, the average is, you know, both guys are hitting around 250, 260, but there's ribbies there. You know, Mac has homers. I think Josh has 5 or 6 homers. But, you know, no problems there for me at third base or at